Welcome back to TC Talks. I'm your host, TC, and today we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bears. They beat the Packers. And on top of that, we're going to be talking about their upcoming game against the 49ers. We're going to talk about their outlook for the playoffs. But first, we got to talk about an injustice. An injustice so egregious that honestly, I think we're all going to have to say 100 Hail Marys and our fathers. Because the Chicago Bears, they have a guy who leads the league in takeaways. They have a guy who's clutch as heck when it comes to getting those takeaways. You already know who I'm talking about. We already know who one of the best cornerbacks in the league is. Yet the Pro Bowl wouldn't reflect that. I'm talking about none other than Sean Wright. Playing absolutely out of his mind this year. One of the top guys in interception, top guys in forced fumbles, leads the league, like I said, in takeaways, always comes in clutch when the Bears need him the most, especially in this most recent game where he's able to strip Josh Jacobs near the goal line. And the NFL said, whatever, we don't care. He's not Pro Bowl material. And I know what you're thinking, the Pro Bowl? Who cares about the Pro Bowl? What's the Pro Bowl even matter at this point? It's just a bunch of games and some flag football. And you're right. I'm not going to be watching the Pro Bowl. I don't care about the Pro Bowl. What I care about is the Pro Bowl selection. Because getting selected to the Pro Bowl is about respect. Getting selected to the Pro Bowl is recognition for what you've done this year. And the Chicago Bears, you've seen it online from regular commentators to fans chiming in to whatever have you. People have doubted and downplayed the success of the Chicago Bears. No matter what they do, there's always an asterisk next to it. No matter how good they win, it's not good enough. You beat the defending Super Bowl champions. Well, they've lost their next few games. I guess they've just fallen off. Oh, they started winning again? Well, this whole new team, all of a sudden, we flipped the switch is what happened. You see, we turned off the Eagles when you faced them, and then we flipped it back on a few weeks later. So, honestly, did you even do anything, Chicago? And that's the lack of respect the Chicago Bears have faced this whole season from the media, from fans, from online commentators, from apparently the NFL itself even. So to look at this situation and think I'm supposed to be okay with it, absolutely ridiculous. And Sean Wright got snubbed. We should all be upset about it. But we got Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, Kevin Byard. They're all going, so that's good news. But let's dive into the Chicago Bears victory over the Green Bay Packers. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Let's start with the bad. The bad, the Chicago Bears went basically 4 quarters without scoring a touchdown. Within the waning seconds of this game, the Chicago Bears finally scored a touchdown. The Chicago Bears committed 10 penalties, several miscues on offense, errant passes, drop passes, and you just can't have that lack of execution, especially in these upcoming games when you're playing against, again, more playoff caliber opponents, like the 49ers, like, even though they're not going to make it, the Detroit Lions. You can't lose games this way. You just can't. You got to be able to come away with clean games and being able to win these sorts of games against the division rival, against a playoff opponent, potential playoff opponent. That's a good thing. But this recipe for success that the Chicago Bears have now, where Caleb Williams turns into the god of football, that can't be it. You need to be able to execute the little things. You can't be snapping balls over running backs' heads. You can't be going all this time without scoring. Now, Cairo Santos, let's start with the good now. 3 for 3 with his field goals, keeping Chicago in the game. And we saw how crazy some of those balls were. So for him to execute, especially after the tumultuous ride that the Chicago Bears have had at kicker, love to see it. Great job. Caleb Williams being able to put the Bears in a position to win this game, love to see it. All good things. The Chicago Bears, where they now have a solid team overall. You look at these guys and you're like, those are some boys. Those guys can play. Love to see it. But beyond just that, you like to see the defense. Like I said, Sean Wright coming away with a big turnover. The defense being able to hold Green Bay, force that turnover on downs in overtime. Then on offense, again, Ja'Day Walker coming in for his first game where he actually catches a pass and catches a ball that brings the game to overtime. DJ Moore gets knocked to the ground in the only dirty hit of this game. Sorry, Packers fans. But he gets up, dusts himself off, and waits for revenge on the field. He doesn't stoop down to the level of Keyshawn Nixon. He goes out there and he plays football. And when it mattered the most, Keyshawn Nixon got a good look at DJ Moore's back as he hauled in the go-ahead game-winning touchdown pass. And Nixon, you can go ahead and you could think about that. Sleep with that tonight. Romeo Doubs, you caught a touchdown. Couldn't catch the onside kick. Good job, buddy. Appreciate it. But the Chicago Bears, they did good over and above all. But in this game, the magic that happened, the long fuse to the grand finale of the fireworks, can't happen all the time. You need to have those little starters. You know, the ones that go. You need the sparkler ones. You need the little gimmies so that when the main fireworks come, you're not having a heart attack because all of a sudden 40 freaking fireworks are going off at once. And you're like, when did this start? How did this happen? Are we being invaded right now? Are we getting attacked? So you need to have that balance. And the Chicago Bears right now, they don't. And that's fine. They'll find it. But Caleb Williams and this offense, they need to execute all 4 quarters. You can't just score in the last few minutes of a game and expect to win week in and week out. So like I said, they're going up against the 49ers this upcoming week. It's going to be a good game. George Kittle, we don't know if he's going to play or not, but I really don't think that that's the difference for this team. I think that over and above all, the 49ers, they got a good depth at the tight end position. Like I said, George Kittle, we don't know if he's going to be there, but Luke Farrell, Jake Tongs, they've both executed pretty well in his absence. And the Chicago Bears struggle with guarding tight ends. So it might be a field day for one of these two guys or both of them. Who knows? But we'll see what ends up happening with these injury reports. We'll see who's able to actually play. It seems like Luke Farrell's the only one that's currently healthy as of right now. We'll see in the upcoming days as the injury reports come out who's going to actually be playing. But as it stands right now, Luke Farrell is going to be getting the ball probably a lot in this game. And the Bears got to be able to execute. No 10 penalties in this game. No drop passes. No balls over people's heads. You need to be able to execute. This is a big game. And with that big game, what are the Chicago Bears going to be able to do for the playoff picture? Right now, they're sitting at the 2nd seed, missing out on that bye. But right now, they're only a game back of the Seahawks. Seahawks at 12-3, Bears at 11-4. We don't know what's going to happen these upcoming weeks. The Seahawks, they're at Carolina versus the Panthers. And the Panthers, they've played some good games this year. They were able to beat the Rams of all teams. Part of the reason why the Rams are now in the 6th seed in the NFC playoff picture. And then they've also had close games against other high-tier teams. And then the Seahawks, who do they end the season against? They end the season against the 49ers. Now, the 49ers, if they lose to the Chicago Bears, which really needs to happen, Chicago needs to win out. But they need to lose to the Chicago Bears. They will be 12-5, let's just say, if they beat the Seahawks. They'll be 12-5. The Seahawks will be 13-4, and the Bears also need to be 13-4. But because the Chicago Bears will have a better conference record, they will be in the show with the first round bye, waiting in the divisional round for somebody to come face them. I think of all teams, it's going to be the 49ers or it's going to be the Bears in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. 49ers is probably more likely, but it could be the Bears too. Let me know what you guys think. Where do the Bears finish in the NFC conference? And do they get that first round bye? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. And until next time, see ya.